Hi, I'm Donna.
I'm Craig.
Welcome to our basement.
Again, we did that backwards, but that's okay. So in the last video, we talked a little bit about our KRX, and we've gone through quite a journey with the KRX. We did, the exchange of the 2020 for the 2021, and then we've taken it out a bit. And of course, we have a video that talks about whether we should love it or list it.
Right.
And so we're going to take you on that little journey and then kind of where we are next.
Right.
But we did ask for your input, and that made a real difference. We had some comments like, hey, don't let other people tell you what you do. And that wasn't the intent of asking for your comments. But sometimes you don't see every angle, right? You all have a lot of experience in these things, and we got some really great input that kind of helped us along the way. And brought us to a position where we are now.
Right, so thanks again for subscribing and leaving your comments, and if you wouldn't mind doing it again, that'd be great.
We'd be great, yes, greatly appreciated. Smash the like button, all of that great stuff. So, where are we now?
Oy. So, well, did we tell them what we did with the KRX, or we save that for last?
Oh, let's save it for last.
Okay, we're going to do that. So Craig has been talking about a motorcycle for a while, off and on. I'm afraid of motorcycles for no reason other than I was raised to be afraid of motorcycles. I was never allowed on them. Not that I didn't go on them.
Well, now that secret's out.
Don't worry, my mom won't be watching
This stuff.
But yeah, I've kind of had a fear of motorcycles, whereas Craig has driven them, most of his childhood and young adult years.
Yeah, I grew up on a bike. My father had a bike. I rode his bike, and then for a long time we didn't. When we moved down to Atlanta, I decided to get away from motorcycle riding because we lived in Alpharetta, and it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
So there really wasn't a great place to ride. Now that we're up in Dawsonville, I got the itch because we have mountain roads and less traffic, and it's really, really beautiful.
Beautiful scenic stuff to go up to North Georgia. You can even probably just head up to Tennessee if you wanted to.
Donna being afraid of two wheels, at least we thought maybe we could start trying it with training wheels.
3 wheels.
Or a training wheel. And that brought us to where we are today.
Looking at a Can-Am.
Right. So if we have a strategy that takes us from not riding anything on the road,
right,
other than cars,
right,
to the ultimate goal, which is that each of us can ride independently. And I have my motorcycle endorsement from, 1978 or something crazy. Donna yet has even a permit. We've got a journey right ahead of us. So we started looking at the Can-Ams. They're unique.
They're very super cool.
They're different. And they're not motorcycles, although they're classified here in Georgia as motorcycles, which means you need a Class M endorsement on your license. You need to know how to drive a 2-wheel or 3-wheel. We don't differentiate in Georgia the difference between the two. Some states do. But one of the big reasons why you like to get out there is that you're in the outdoors.
Right.
And you get the wind blowing in your face at speed, turns, twists, all that stuff. And the Can-Am gives you that, except it does it with a different level of stability.
Right. You can sit on it and not fall over. That's what I liked about it.
It's got everything you need, right? It's got power, it's got the moves, you're outdoors, you're on a saddle.
Certainly sits both of us super comfortably.
It's kind of on the touring side. It really becomes a matter of it's a Goldwing kind of ride, except it's 3 wheels instead of just the 2.
Right.
But it has, ABS and traction control. They've got these things now with so much software that it kind of senses where you are. And
yeah, that's the cool things about it. It's got a great computer system for all that, keeping you safe and stable.
No clutch, semi-automatic transmission, which means that you shift up and it's paddle shifted. You can also shift down, but if you don't shift down and you slow down,
right, it does it for you.
It does it by itself. I don't know if it's an SDK transmission, but you don't have to take any revs off the throttle. You don't have to roll back. You just pound gears as you go up. So it's that sensation of shifting gears, but it's not a...
No clutch, and you do have a brake on
the right
foot
foot
side.
And that brake controls all 3 wheels, so you don't have to worry about front brake versus back brake, too much, and again, the brakes have ABS. So it does give you a lot of the motorcycle advantages and feel. It mitigates some of the risk.
It's kind of like if a Miata and a Harley had a baby.
It's a little like that. It's more like when you're sitting on it, it's more like kind of the stance of a snowmobile. And it feels...
That's true.
So I've ridden snowmobiles, and now
Or
we've
even
ridden
an ATV.
Can-Ams, and right, it's there. So in the Can-Am world, there are several different models. It starts with the Ryker, and the Ryker actually is the newest model of the 3 major categories of versions. And then in the Spyder family, there are 2 of those. The F3, which is a little lower, and the RT, which is the touring version. And if I were to describe to you the way they feel, when you're on a Ryker, it's very bare bones, and you're kind of sitting almost all the way in back of the machine and down low.
I'm very low, which I wasn't comfortable with that.
Yep.
I want people to see me out there.
The F3, you're not as low as the Ryker, but you're kind of in it and still down. You're still in the machine. And the RT, like a snowmobile, you're on it. Like a golf cart or a snowmobile. You're actually on top of the machine when you're riding it. And if you like that feel of kind of being up high, being very visible, then that's kind of a great way to go. And then in those different models, there's all kinds of luxury items and accessories. So
Right.
in the RT, that's the luxury touring, and the limited, that has a great display
It's the
and
Cadillac.
connectivity right to phones. And navigation on the LCD screen. It's got a sound system. It's got a power windshield, heated grips, heated
Ooh,
seat.
front and back heated grips.
So
Heated
it
seat.
really is kind of the luxury
Yeah.
beast of the Can-Am line. Now, during COVID, we really had a tough time getting to understand the differences and getting to drive them. So we decided that the private route was going to be the way that we were going to learn how to pick a Can-Am, should we
Right.
go down that route, and not do the stores, because the stores here are still, we're not comfortable inside the stores, and
Because nobody wears a mask in the
no one's
stores.
wearing a mask, and we're not there yet.
Yeah, we just had our second granddaughter, Adeline, and we gotta stay as safe as we can.
Right. So we went around and we found buyers who were willing to allow us to look at their or drive their machines and not do it with any one-to-one contact. So
Right.
everything was
Outside,
outdoor,
driveway.
There's masks, touchless. Even transactions we could do would be remote.
Yeah.
And that kind of made it a little more difficult maybe than going to a store and picking one out. But we had just as much fun doing it, and
Yeah.
probably learned more because we were able to actually drive one home, test it.
Because tested on our driveway
Right,
because we were afraid for another thing that we couldn't get it up or down our steep driveway.
right.
And he was very nice enough to let us take it home.
Yeah, and that,
And then he never got it back. Should I say that?
it's okay. So we eliminated the Ryker. I like the F3 because I love the way it looks and I love the way it sits. Have we found an F3 that kind of had everything we wanted? We might have gone that route, but we happened to find an RT Limited, 2 years old, 900 miles,
900 miles,
garage kept,
brand new.
awesome family that owned it. They were getting ready to move. They were downsizing their garage, so we took that opportunity to move forward with this RT Limited 2018 in kind of this metallic white platinum.
It's beautiful. It's
Right.
beautiful.
Now, these machines have great builds and they've got great reputations. We did do a lot of investigation also in social media to figure out, are these things heavy maintenance machines? Are they pretty carefree?
Yeah.
Do they have the ability to kind of just run and oil change, or is it more complex, like kind of the side-by-side thing?
Yeah, we've joined a lot of Facebook Can-Am groups, and everybody there was not one bad thing that anybody said about them,
Right.
And now Joan Jett is endorsing it, so
So it can't be bad.
so it can't be bad.
We got to ride this beast home, and that was about a 40-mile ride first out of
Right.
the gate.
So Craig drove the Can-Am, I drove the truck home, and I followed him. And what I loved about it is that it is very visible. He's not low to the ground. He had great presence on the road, which would make me feel comfortable if I ever, get a chance to drive it alone.
Yeah.
You're
You do
seeing-
get to be center lane too, which often in motorcycle riding you don't. You like to stay in tire tracks, especially when it's wet or rainy.
Yeah.
But it does. It gives you a great presence. It's very bright. The lighting on it is very bright, and you're seen. And intersections are the bad places where things happen, and I felt very, very comfortable with
Yeah.
intersections. More importantly, like the master plan is to make sure Donna's comfortable, to see if she will eventually go one up, so that if I go one up, we can decide then on what type of vehicle that would be. And I'm still kind of aiming for 2 wheels.
Right, but he could get the sportier Can-Am.
It's possible. You never know. They're a blast.
They really are fun.
And we're very fortunate here in Dawsonville in that we're at the foothills of the Georgia mountains. We've got Route 9, Route 60, the roads up to Cleveland and Helen, Georgia, and it really gives you an amazing set of just roads
Yeah.
to ride on that you could do in a classic 2-seater convertible car, but it's not quite the same. I have my Class M endorsement. Donna needs to get a permit and then ultimately take a test, or you can combine those two efforts. And Can-Am here is sponsoring a local two-day course that's $99, and they take you out on machines of their own and essentially train you, get you certified or endorsed. You get a waiver so you don't have to take the test.
Right, which is a good thing because I don't necessarily want to take a motorcycle driving test. I really have no desire to be on an actual motorcycle.
Right.
So I can train on the Can-Am, take the test on the Can-Am, and just be Can-Am certified, but still get that M on my driver's license.
Right. That's the most important thing in terms of a timeline that is comfortable, no pressure. You can turn any way. We could say, you know what, she doesn't want to drive at all or ride at all. She can be on the back, I can ride. Or the ultimate would be that she is very comfortable. She can ride the thing on her own.
can get his
one
own.
Up. I can get my own one or two. So
long
that's-
story short, we got it home. He was able to get it down the driveway, no problem.
And up the driveway.
Up the driveway, super no problem.
That was really
was almost
surprisingly
like
easy.
Like a rocket ship going up there. And I was able to take it for a tootle around the neighborhood, and I got it up the driveway. I wasn't intimidated, I wasn't afraid, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
She looks good on it. So part of the other thing that we got with the purchase of the new Can-Am from our friends in Marietta was that he had 2 helmets and
yeah.
they had Bluetooth Sena, I think SMH5 headsets.
We'll show you the link on the bottom of
And
what they are.
That's very cool for us to be able to communicate either on separate vehicles or on the same vehicle, even with wind noise. So we've done a ride up through the mountains and actually got to just talk to each other through the whole thing. And if you've not done that and you are 2 up or 1 up on 2 vehicles, that's a must.
It was great. It was really great. I heard you, no problem.
Yeah. Now we do have neighbors that have that, and he turned his off because she can talk. So that's it. We really, really appreciated your input on the last one. We'd love to get your feedback on this one. It means a great deal to us if you subscribe, hit the like button, notifications. If there are things you don't like about it or think we're making the wrong decision, again, comments. We love interacting with y'all, and that's probably why we do this more than anything else.
So needless to say, we'll call him Tim.
Tim,
Did not get his Can-Am back.
he didn't get it back.
We did everything. Did everything online, right?
Yeah, and we're still waiting for documents to come in the mail so I can actually go and change the tag over and all that. Insurance, super cheap. Geico, I think I'm paying like under $20 a month, which I have no idea how they make money on something like that. Now they're gonna jack up my rates.
Oh, and did you guess that we sold the KRX?
We sold the KRX.
After all that.
In one day. So after we posted the last video, I put it up
Just
on
for
Cycle Trader,
kicks. Just for kicks, just to see if we would get a bite.
picked a fair price, and that was it. In 24 hours, she was gone. Another outdoor
Yeah, but you know
all
what?
cash transaction.
She went to a really good family that lives right, like 20 minutes from Windrock.
Right.
And they'll really get to enjoy it more than we did, so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good for them.
So until then, I'm Craig.
I'm Donna.
We thank you for showing up, watching the whole video, and we look forward to catching up with you soon.
See you on the road.
Bye.
Bye.